Welcome back to The Rhode Show. This morning in The Buzz, the magazine Real Simple has come out with a list of 5 mistakes that they think everyone should actually make.
All right.
Number 1 is something that Ben does every day, and I really think Real Simple pegged him on this one. Totally embarrass yourself.
Every day.
Just kidding.
No, you're not.
Number 2 is to maybe ruffle people's feathers a little bit. Number 3 is to follow trends blindly. Clearly. Just kidding. Number 4, be willing to fail doing something you love. Number 5, carelessly put yourself at risk. And what's interesting is all these mistakes come from 5 successful people who base their advice on their own lives, which obviously got them to where they are today. So what do you guys think about this?
You know, if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't. You gotta. I make every day. I mean, every day this live TV thing. You just set yourself up to say something stupid or make a fool out of yourself. And you know what? When I did sports for 14 years, I used to joke around that this is the only part of the newscast where you can actually make a mistake and have fun at your own expense. Obviously now doing news, the rules have changed a little bit. You've got to be a little bit more focused, which is fine. We all need a little more focus in our lives. But hey, you know what? I'm embarrassed with myself constantly.
Well, I think in terms of like ruffling feathers and taking risks, I think there are so many people who are afraid to rock the boat. They're afraid what's going to happen if I speak up for myself. They're afraid, and also they're afraid to take risks. You know, I can't tell you how many times people have said, oh, you know, don't do that, don't go down that path, you're not going to want to do this, you're not going to want to do that. But when you don't take risks, you don't grow. And so there is, you know, you need to do that. As a matter of fact, Melissa Sardelli was the person who told me this quote, which was, if people aren't laughing at your dreams, you're not dreaming big enough.
Yeah, I like that.
And I love that because I think too many people take the safe road, this is the right thing to do, and what they find is when they look back on their lives, they realize, wow, I could have done more, been more, you know, experienced more, but I wasn't willing to take the risk. I'm scared.
First off, I like the fact that they're coming out with, they're using successful people who are saying it's okay to make mistakes. Here are some that it's going to be a learning process. You're going to grow from these mistakes. There's a Bill Cosby quote that I like, talking about ruffling feathers. He said, if you want to be successful, you can't make everybody happy.
And what is that other one? Well-behaved women rarely make history. You know?
Marilyn Monroe, I think, said that. I'm not. Maybe not. Maybe
I made that part up. I think it was Mrs. Roosevelt, but Eleanor Roosevelt. But in any case, but I don't know. But in any case, what do you think is the most important one to make?
Wow. Most important one to make, like
I think taking risk.
Risk has got to be risk.
You know, it's so funny.
Risk reward. I think if you go big, like Melissa said, you know, you dream big, which is taking a risk. You know, I think we all take risks in terms of our career or family or whatever we're doing. It's going to have usually the biggest payoff.
And never being satisfied, you know.
Right.
Not foolish risks, though. I mean, these people are very successful, so obviously, I'm sure they took financial risks or business risks,
strategic risks.
But you know, I mean. Not risks in terms of, you know, putting your life in jeopardy and stuff like that. Simon
Cowell, you know, who's this multimillionaire, he actually made like his first few million, then was penniless, sleeping on his mom's couch, and now he's back on top again.
They're doing a movie. Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard.
So many
put his
stories
money.
like
I mean, you hear stuff like that all the time.
I got fired from my first TV job.
Did you really?
I did, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I got fired. The news director grabbed me, dragged me in the office. I was like 22. I thought I had it all figured out. I thought I was Bob Costas, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you know, I'm tired of your act. And I looked at him, and in this moment, I thought of this line. I said, Jack, you've forgotten more than I'll ever know about this business, and I apologize. And he rehired me right on the spot. So it was like my epiphany, like, hey, smart, you know what? Don't be a know-it-all. Just absorb, be a sponge.
I had something similar. I had one really big show, went back to work the next day, was waiting tables. Somebody was at the show. They were like, what were you doing here, man? You were like a rock star last night. Put in my 2 weeks' notice that day, and it's working out so far.
So. Mel, I want to throw it over to you because I think we kind of all agree, over here at least, that the risk is the biggest one. Too many people decide to take the safe route, follow the pack, and never really set themselves up for what could be the biggest adventure of their lives.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think it is important, like Patrick was just saying, to ruffle people's feathers every once in a while. You know, let your voice be heard. And I'm definitely one of those people who a lot of times maybe will sit back and just agree with something. And, you know, I think coming out and just letting your voice be heard heard, and speaking your mind is something that you got to do every once in a while. But I'm here in the New England Tech Center, live blogging on FoxProvidence.com with some of our bloggers this morning. So let's see what some of them have to say. Joseph Butera says, I think be willing to fail is an important mistake to make, but carelessly put yourself at risk is not a good choice. Sometimes failing results in a big win. And I think so. And in case you're just joining us this morning, I've posted today's Buzz Poll question, FoxProvidence.com. You'll find it right under the live blog. This morning we're asking, what do you think is the most important mistake to make? Totally embarrass yourself, ruffle people's feathers, follow trends blindly, be willing to fail, or carelessly put yourself at risk. And our Facebook friends are weighing in this morning, as always on The Buzz. Aaron Scorpio says, I have done it all. I would say, do something and fail. Most important, though, learn from whatever mistakes you make. Good point. And Christina writes, I have done all of these too, but some of them multiple times. I found this in a fortune cookie years ago and lived by it. Courage begins when the outcome is uncertain. And probably my favorite Facebook comment today is by Brian Bedoin. He says the most important mistake to make is eating yellow snow. So you don't want to eat yellow snow, Brian. You have to be careful for that. It may look tasty, but you definitely don't want to eat it. But don't go anywhere, because I'll be back at the end of the show with your web poll results. But for now, let's send it on over to Lily, who's making that rigatoni.